In sports history, the NFL is a tapestry of incredible events, from exciting plays to glorious touchdowns. But buried in its magnificent past are stories of unbelievable mistakes and gaffes. Prepare to laugh, gasp, and cringe as we examine the top 10 most embarrassing incidents in NFL history. Number 1. Pressure may build in the high-stakes world of NFL football, and occasionally the tension reaches unexpected heights. Consider the situation involving Chris Godwin, a gifted athlete who experienced a very unpleasant event to which many may identify, albeit not in a public setting. In an intensely competitive game against a hard-hitting defense like Minnesota's, Godwin appeared to be under excessive pressure. The unimaginable occurred. Yes, he had an accident in his pants, in the heat of the moment. It's one of those times when nature calls. And even for elite athletes in the middle of a match, there's no avoiding it. But fear not, it wasn't a story of enduring the game in discomfort. Godwin, amidst the unforeseen mishap, managed to clean himself up and swiftly changed into a fresh pair of pants. Number 2. Imagine the following scenario. The New England Patriots and Carolina Panthers were playing a game that was very close to going into overtime, and the stakes could not have been higher. There were just 2:55 remaining in the game, and the Patriots were up 29-22. The fight appeared set for overtime. Here comes Panthers quarterback Jake Delhomme, driving a determined drive down the field. There was only 1:13 left when he and Ricky Proehl connected for a 12-yard touchdown that sent the stadium into a frenzy. The game seemed headed for a suspenseful overtime finale, but there was a tragic turn of events ahead. As fate would have it, Panthers kicker John Kasay committed a costly error. He made a crucial error in judgment and hooked the kickoff out of bounds. What is the outcome? The ball was placed at the New England 40-yard line, giving Tom Brady a short field edge to mount a rally. Furthermore, Brady takes a mile when you give him an inch. The Patriots moved quickly into field goal range, and Adam Vinatieri hit a 41-yarder with perfect accuracy to give his side the Super Bowl victory. Number 3. Visualize the scene. The Dallas Cowboys and Miami Dolphins are playing in a snowy Thanksgiving classic from 1993. The mood is tense and dramatic. The game was getting intense when legendary player Leon Lett made a shocking error that would echo across NFL history. Lett tried to retrieve a blocked kick in the heat of the moment, but fate had other ideas. His footing gave way in an instant, resulting in a slip that sent the ball skittering ahead. It was an unintentional error that would permanently alter the course of the game and turned it around in an instant. For the Cowboys, this one mistake proved to be costly. Lett's slip gave the Dolphins a window of opportunity, and they took advantage of the error to unexpectedly defeat the Cowboys on their home pitch. Lett must have felt the embarrassment immediately, a moment that probably stayed with him long after the last whistle blew. Number 4. In 2014, while Stephen Tulloch was a member of the Detroit Lions, he became embroiled in a notorious narrative of a celebration gone wrong. This cautionary tale has become ingrained in sports history. The setting was set. Tulloch was riding high after a great play that included a sack against Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers as the Lions faced the Packers. Feeling the thrill of victory in the moment's ecstasy, Tulloch chose to mark his accomplishment with a happy dance. Just a little shimmying and a casual knee drop, nothing too fancy. But that seemingly innocuous knee drop became his moment of reckoning. As Tulloch descended in celebration, fate intervened. His knee buckled beneath him, and in a sudden twist, disaster struck. Number 5. NFL festivities. A terrible way for history to repeat itself. A week later, just when you thought the horror story of celebration-related injuries would be enough of a warning, the most embarrassing déjà vu occurred. On a day already marked by disgrace for his club, Chicago Bears linebacker Lamar Houston enters the field for a game versus the Patriots. Houston made a vital play, sacking Patriots backup quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo in the middle of the commotion on the field. Rather than have a low-key celebration, he turned up the noise of his partying. In a moment that mirrored a recent mishap, Houston took his celebration a notch too high. What started as an exuberant display of triumph turned into a cringe-inducing calamity. In a bid to amplify his jubilation, Houston's fervent celebration ended up injuring his knee, a classic case of taking things a bit too far. Number 6. The famous story that reverberates throughout NFL history. The pivotal game that took place between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets on November 22, 2012. The Jets, who were already trailing 14-0 against their bitter rivals, were about to experience something that would go down in the annals of shame. Now enter Mark Sanchez, the quarterback for the Jets at the time, who is planning a play that will never be forgotten. Just as Sanchez retreated to pass, an unforeseen event occurred. Brandon Moore, Sanchez's own teammate, came in for a block without being seen. The next collision was nothing short of catastrophic. Sanchez struck Moore's rear end, lost possession of the football, and fell face-first to the ground. The Patriots' defense grabbed hold of the loose ball in the midst of the mayhem, taking advantage of the excellent opportunity to return it for a score. It was a series of incidents that went beyond simple accident and into the ridiculous and bizarre. This was no ordinary fumble. Rather, it was a bizarre display of skill that was given the nickname butt fumble. Audiences were enthralled by its utter ridiculousness, which spawned countless memes, quips, and replays that reverberated throughout the sports community for years to come. Number 7. Let's go back to a crucial moment in football history. The infamous Super Bowl mistake that stunned fans and sent shivers through the stadium. Enter Tom Brady, the adored quarterback and football legend who finds himself in an unbelievable circumstance that no one could have predicted. Deep in Eagles territory, the Patriots were striving for a critical third down convert in the midst of a heated duel in the Super Bowl. The ultimate artist, Brady, took the snap from the shotgun formation and skillfully passed it to James White, who then pitched to wide receiver Danny Amendola. Here's where the plot gets interesting though, as we learn the twist that made an ordinary play into a grave mistake. Brady, completely unprepared for the play, was wide open and had an uninterrupted route to the end zone when Amendola threw the ball back to him. A play that seemed bound for success and a touchdown that seemed certain were the stuff of legends. But brace yourself for this. The maestro himself, Brady, let the ball escape his grasp. With a collective scream from the stands, the stadium saw an incredible sight. The ball slipped out of Brady's hand and fell incomplete to the ground. It was an odd moment, like watching a magician make a simple card trick mistake. The game's outcome was changed by the Patriots having to settle for a field goal try due to their missed opportunity. While Brady's legacy as one of football's finest remains intact, this mishap stands out as a stark reminder of his human fallibility. Despite his unparalleled prowess, this unforgettable fumble etches itself into history as one of the most remarkable blunders. A moment fans and critics alike won't let fade away anytime soon. After all, in the world of sports, even the legends have their moments of unforeseen mishaps. Number 8. Remember that fateful day in 2016? The Minnesota Vikings had a chance to win with seconds left, and they were about to wrap up a postseason berth. As Walsh, the reliable kicker, took the field, prepared to seal the victory for the Vikings, the spectators' hopes increased. Everyone was confident that Walsh couldn't possibly falter, but the actual world had a different plan. The entire stadium held its breath, waiting for a measly 27-yard field goal attempt. A sequence of events that should have been routine, the snap, the grip, the kick, turned into a heartbreaking moment of dismay. Rather than hitting its target, the ball deflected to the left and narrowly missed the uprights. The unimaginable had occurred. With the score locked at 10-9, the Vikings were down by just 1 point. Following the incident, he took full responsibility and admitted while sobbing, "It's my fault. Here, I'm the only one who didn't perform my duties." Number 9. The trip that made headlines throughout the NFL. Let's go back to 2010 when Sal Alosi, the coach of the New York Jets, chose to stage a football history-making moment during a game versus the Miami Dolphins. Although the Jets were already known for their rough-and-tumble style, this episode raised the bar to an even lower level of despicability. Picture this: Dolphins star Nolan Carroll making his move, eyes set on the play ahead. And then, out of the blue comes Alosi, extending his knee, a move so devious and underhanded, tripping poor Carroll in plain sight. The stadium collectively held its breath as Carroll, caught off guard, tumbled to the ground in a shocking display. But even with remorse and a tearful apology in a subsequent media interview, the damage was irreversible. Number 10. The football field chaos erupted around Heisman Trophy hopeful Joe Burrow during a thrilling game between LSU and Mississippi State. It was a turning point that descended into utter humiliation. Determined to escape a sack, Burrow engaged in a ferocious tug-of-war with a Mississippi State defender who seized onto his pants. Picture this: a quarterback struggling to keep his dignity intact while his opponent pulled at his pants, threatening to reveal more than a tackle. Burrow struggled mightily to maintain his poise, clinging to his clothes for dear life, but the effort was useless. The cloth eventually gave way, and let's just say that the scene became inappropriate for some audiences. Let's not forget the laughs, the lessons learned, and the moments that have become part of NFL legend as the most embarrassing and unforgettable moments in the history of the game, even as we celebrate the victories and marvel at the skills on show. Do subscribe our channel for more amusing yet informative videos.